Hey there, it's God-given. This is a guide to... Sorry, I meant this is a guide to... Okay. You guys have all heard this joke a gazillion times now, but how can one resist making it? Anyways, this is a guide to Calcharo. This guide is catered more to casual players, so you'll not see any charts in this video. This video's purpose is to give you the understanding of how to build and play Calcharo. Let's get into it. We'll start with Calcharo's kit. Calcharo is a very fun character with a pretty low skill floor where you can just spam left click and everything dies, but he also has a moderately high skill ceiling. He has a basic attack chain of 4 attacks, of which the last one deals the most amount of damage, and his resonance skill has 3 uses where the same principle applies. You can make combos with his basics and skill, as long as you don't use your skill twice in a row. So you can go for his most common combo, basic skill, basic skill, basic skill, basic, but you cannot go for something like basic skill skill basic, as the second basic input will end up being the first attack of his chain. You can also cancel your basic attack animations with your skill in case you need to dish out damage faster. As an example, I don't really like the third attack of the basic chain of Calcharo. I think it's very slow and it's not worth using in some situations. So instead of letting the animation of the third basic play out, I will skill immediately as I use the third attack to cancel it altogether, so I can go for that juicy fourth attack after the skill. The TLDR of this section is, you can make different combos with Calcharo's basics and skill, and depending on the enemy you fight, you will have to decide how to utilize these combos best. Moving on to Calcharo's forte. When hitting enemies with his skill, Calcharo will gain a stack of Cruelty. His forte gauge can hold a total of 3 stacks. Once you have 3 stacks, the usual heavy attack will be changed to an enhanced version of it called the Mercy. This is a huge chunk of damage for Calcharo, so use the heavy attack after you hit enemies with your skill 3 times. Also, you can initiate this heavy attack and then swap out to another character. Calcharo will still finish the heavy attack. This is useful, but not always, as there are some buffs in the game which end if you swap characters. I will cover it a bit later. Calcharo's Resonance Liberation is called Phantom Edging.
Oh my!
Phantom Etching. Upon using it, Calcharo deals a ton of damage in a small AoE around him and enters Death Blade gear state. In this state, his basic attack chain changes to a new one, consisting of 5 attacks. When you hit an enemy with these attacks, Calcharo will gain a stack of Killing Intent. These stacks work kinda similar to his usual forte, but a bit different. When you gain 5 stacks, Calcharo's next basic attack will instead trigger a heavy attack, Death Messenger. This attack deals a boatload of damage, but do note, it deals Resonance Liberation damage, not heavy attack damage. This can be confusing, so keep that in mind when you're building Calcharo. In his ultimate, Calcharo's counter also changes into a
I am the storm that is approaching.
Also, after using the ultimate, Calcharo's next intro skill is swapped with a stronger variation of it, which looks pretty sick. Similar to how you could combo Calcharo's basics and skill outside the ultimate, you can do so in the ultimate as well. This adds another layer of skill expression to the character, which I find really fun. In short, if you don't care about the efficiency or the enemy's posture is broken currently, just spam left click in ult. If you do care about efficiency, you can do 3 basics, skill, 3 basics rotation to get 5 stacks and the heavy attack quicker. Calcharo's outro skill is just a big damage attack, nothing too crazy. When it comes to leveling talents, prioritize Calcharo's Resonance Liberation and Forte circuit first, then his skill and basics. His intro skill doesn't put in much work, so it's the lowest priority. With Calcharo's kit out of the way, we can move on to Calcharo's weapon choices. Standard 5-star weapon Lustrous Razor is Calcharo's best in slot. Gian's signature Verdant Summit is the second best option. After that come the Battle Pass weapon Autumn Trace or the Helios Cleaver, the weapon you can pull from the gacha system. Discord and Broadblade 41 are going to lack in damage, but will give you a good amount of energy regen. If you have no 4-star weapons, then Guardian Broadblade and Broadblade of Night are solid 3-star options. Now for the echoes. For the 1-cost main stat, go attack percent, the 3-cost main stat electro damage, the 4-cost main stat crit rate or crit damage, whichever you have less of. For most of you it will be crit rate. For the substats, the main priority should be crit rate and crit damage. After that come resonance liberation damage, basic attack damage, heavy attack damage and attack. Indubitably,
Genuinely, respectfully, indubitably,
go for the Void Thunder 5-piece set if you can. 2-piece Void Thunder and Lingering Tunes, or Void Thunder Moonlit Clouds being a fine option if you don't have any good pieces on Void Thunder. Go for 4-3-3-1-1 setup if you have good 3-cost echoes with electro damage main stat. If you don't, then 4-4-1-1-1 is also a good option. For the 4-cost choices, Thundering Mephis will be more damage overall as he increases electro damage and resonance liberation damage, but you will have to use all of his attacks, which takes quite a bit of time. Tempest Mephis is a quicker option, but he provides heavy attack damage bonus instead of the resonance liberation damage. And overall, Calcharo deals less from heavy damage than from resonance liberation damage. My personal recommendation would still be the Thundering Mephis. Moving on to Calcharo's teams. Calcharo Yinlin Verena is the best team for Calcharo as of the 1.0 update. Yinlin's outro skill will give Calcharo a huge electro damage and resonance liberation damage amplification, and Yinlin can deal great damage while being off-field as well. Verena will provide healing for the team, and her outro skill buffs both Calcharo and Yinlin's damage. If you don't have Verena, then Baizhi also works fine. If you don't have Yinlin, then Jianshen can replace her, as she provides a 38% resonance liberation damage amplification with her outro skill. Sanhua with her 38% basic attack damage amplification is also a solid free-to-play option. And obviously, the best team you can have is the team you enjoy playing. So try stuff out, experiment with the characters, find out what you like and have fun. Moving on to rotations. There's too many variables of what can happen in the fights, so I just can't give you the best rotation, but here's a few things to consider. 1. Calcharo's ultimate lasts for 11 seconds, so in a perfect world, you should use it whenever you have a good damage window, like when a boss's posture bar is broken. 2. Most buffs in the game run out when you change characters. Taking Yinlin as an example, her outro skill boosts electro and resonance liberation damage by a lot, but if you switch from Calcharo to another character when Yinlin's buff is active, it will immediately run out. So try to manage your outro skills in a manner which allows Calcharo to be on field for the longest amount of time possible. And finally 3. That's it for the guide. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more videos like this one, then like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching.